Curious Radio!
What is going on, Curious Radio listeners? What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 45 of Curious Damn, I fucked that up. I'm going to leave this in. Of Curious Radio. Today, I brought on a cool guest, man. One of my good friends, actress and real life Jennamal Jenna Jimenez. We had a cool conversation, man. So I enjoyed it. I think you guys will too, and enjoy.
That's horrific that you don't sleep.
No, I'm kidding. I get my 8 hours of sleep. What's up,
I'm kidding.
Jennamal? How are you?
Write it down.
Welcome to Curious Radio. We're recording.
Hello. Am I talking?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. It looks like your levels should be fine.
Hello.
Let me see. Hold on. Tilt this up. Right there. This is your target right here.
Down.
There you go. You get all weird.
Okay.
What's up? How are you?
I'm ready.
I haven't seen you since. When was the last time I saw you? Oh, we the agency party.
Ago.
Yeah.
At the Upbringing agency party, right before I left for Peru.
I was supposed to make it to your party after. I didn't.
Oh, that's right. But then you treated my life.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was okay because. No, I mean, like, I respect when people have intentions to make something happen, and instead they're like, I'm going to just be honest with you. This is what happened. Yeah. What happened was I thought we were going to come.
And then we didn't.
And then we didn't.
And then it was like, well, it was 2 a.m. So.
Yeah, you guys were ready to keep going, but.
Oh, yeah, we're going. We're going.
I was like,
You know, one of my favorite things about you is how fucking obnoxious you are in public. Shit, I love this shit.
You know, this has been okay. You know me now.
Yeah.
Like when I'm tame right now.
The Jennamal is tame.
The Jennamal is. Where are you looking?
So she says. There's cameras everywhere. They're all recording.
To the people.
Yeah. So this one's you. That one's both of us, and this one's me. And they're all going.
Am I in yours now?
No, this one. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. I can't see it. I can't see mine.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah, so I've been told many a time, which is actually where Jennamal came from. One of my best friends gave me that name because he was like,
how old is that? Is that like, have you had that forever?
I've had Jennamal only for about 6 years.
That's a very long time.
And it is a long time. But when I was younger, people just like didn't know what to do with me. I mean, in school. And to me, this is like...
I don't think they still know what to do with you.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you feel like that now, imagínate.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Like high school.
I mean, in high school. And that's the thing is that...
When did it start? Like, when were you just like, fuck it?
When I was like 3 or 4.
Cool age.
I mean, at 3 is when I decided to
what were your parents like? Were they like accepting of it? Like this just couldn't do it?
Well, this is the thing is that I grew up, so I didn't think I was being a rebel. And anytime I wasn't interested in like going against what people said or like being a rebel or going against my parents. Quite the contrary. I got a tattoo when I was 14 and I didn't tell my mom because I was like, I don't want her to think that I'm just trying to go against her. This is true. I was like, this is what I believe.
Listen, Mom.
I've been truly thinking about this for 2 years, and I believe that this one is for me.
14-year-old fucking Jenna.
Yeah.
Who thinks she knows it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay. I am a grown-up 14-year-old.
I really did.
And I'll be treated as such. All right?
My mom was my mom was so accepting.
I feel, yeah.
My mom was like, whatever you want to do, sweetheart. Like, whoever you want to like, whatever you want to wear, you pick out your own clothes.
It's great to have. It's so rare.
But I didn't know how to match until about 3 years ago. I didn't know seasonal colors. So when I would get an audition for, like, summer colors, I would be like,
Google that shit.
Mom, what's that? She's like, how do you not know that? I'm like, because you're going to teach me, bitch.
Yeah.
And I mean bitch in a very positive manner because I love my mom. She's a shit. Okay.
Yeah.
My dad was a little different. Actually, my dad is totally different. My parents still live together, but my dad is from Mexico.
Damn, word.
So for him, it was like...
Is where Jimenez comes from.
Yeah, he probably... I mean, I think my dad still thinks that he must think I'm not even human.
He's like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong.
Hijo de toda su madre chingao. I mean, and he still talks
For real?
like... Yeah, he still talks like
he's like legit always?
Mm-hmm.
He just speaks Spanish to you all the time?
Spanish and English. English a lot when I was growing up, which was kind of unfortunate.
That's funny, because your mom only speaks to you in English, all right?
My mom speaks me in English, but she knows Spanish. She speaks Spanish like she's Mexican.
Oh.
I feel like there's a hair.
There is a hair.
Okay.
The video feeds you like,
just like me.
what is this?
Being ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so growing up, I didn't understand a lot of things that not until I think college did I
Where'd you go?
realize. I went to University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign.
Was that whack? It sounds whack.
No,
Really?
That's like one of the, what's it called, top 10?
I don't know. I don't go to school.
Yeah, that was top 10.
I'm retarded. I don't know.
No, you're not. That. In fact, I feel like college dumbed me down, like made my acting worse.
Think so?
Yeah,
Probably because you were concerned about other shit, like it's like an identity crisis, probably.
I just became way more cerebral. Like, to me, acting was the one thing that I did that was not cerebral. I didn't think about it. I just did it, and that was that.
I always talk about that. Like, you get in your own fucking head. Like, to me, I've never been the person that's like, has to be like, I read all the books and I did all this shit. Like, I'm just like, I'm just gonna
I wish I
do
had,
something.
like, I wish I had more of that. I think it's taken me a lot of years to step back from that conventional education that makes acting, which is an art, be super, super structured.
Yeah.
And it's, to me, it's one of the arts where, I think I have a pimple coming in. It's one of the arts where you can't get in your head because that's already where the character lives.
Yeah.
In your head and in your body and in, you know, and I think that, let's say you're a drummer.
Yeah. Hey,
you can practice as much as you want. You can take all the drumming lessons you want and you will get better at drumming. But when you take acting classes, there's a lot of it that's not acting.
Yeah.
And
but it's the same thing with like drumming, right? So I've taught at a high school for like 7 years. It's like, and some kids have it and some kids don't. And like one of the things is like, even if I teach you all the rhythms and I teach you how to read all, and you understand the structure of music, it doesn't mean you can play. Like, you can jam. It means you can play. You can like some people can't like freestyle or whatever. You know what I mean? Like doing whatever on their instrument. They could just like, I know a scale. I know certain notes. I know, you know what I mean? So you just don't have it. And some kids will have to work over and over and over and over again just to be average, and some kids will just pick it up and it's just like fucking easy for them. It's just like whatever. Like, what is it? Oh yeah, whatever. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with acting though. I feel like some people have to work a lot more at it.
yes.
And I don't know.
But I mean it differently in the sense that I feel like there are other arts that don't originate in your head. Or that don't have, you know, like when you're an actor, it starts, you're reading a line. That's already cerebral. You're reading someone else's line, and then you create this character, or you get to meet this character in your head, versus, like I'm saying with drumming, you might watch something and learn something with your mind, but ultimately it's coming out your hands with your rhythm and your body. With painting, you could take all the painting classes, you could learn the history of painting, you could do art history. And then, I guess I'm sure there's some people who are like, oh, fuck, I don't feel like it's natural anymore because I'm trying to, you know, embody this other artist, which I get, but it doesn't exist, in my opinion, I think. It doesn't exist so much in your head like acting does.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or it doesn't start. Like, you can act, but, bitch, you have to read the line first.
Yeah.
And that's already initiating this, your left brain? Or, no, you're right.
One of the two. I forget. I left. Right brain. Your right brain's analytical.
Left is creative.
Yeah. I think.
So yeah.
Somebody Google that.
Someone Google that for us and then DM me.
Yeah. Send us a message back.
But yeah, where were we? Oh yeah, growing up.
Yeah.
So growing up was just really, really. I realize now it was very different. I feel like my dad.
I can just imagine what the fuck that looks like.
Yeah, I mean, my dad would be like, sweetheart, I think that it's very good for you to be having sex. And I'm like, Mom, I don't want to hear it. My dad is like, I'm going to sleep, Jenny. And she'd just be like, Gustavo. and so I wasn't restrained at all. It was like,
and you know what's weird? When people aren't restrained, I feel like they don't go as crazy.
Yeah, like, yes. Am I obnoxious and do I do things? Yes, but it has nothing to do with going against the grain. I didn't get in trouble. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I didn't fucking even have sex until I was 19. I didn't make out with anyone.
It's pretty damn impressive.
Like I didn't even have a boyfriend until I was 19. And it was because this guy was like, hey, I like you. And we were friends. And I was like, oh my God, someone likes me.
Someone likes me? Even though my shoes don't match? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that.
But that's
Okay,
another thing, like,
let's date.
I escaped, let's date. I escaped drama in high school because I wasn't concerned with boys. I wasn't concerned with my body image. I wasn't an insecure person.
Just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, it never occurred to me to give the fuck because of the way my mom continuously ingrained. Like, she never talked about if she was overweight, if she went up or down. She really, I mean,
that's impressive.
Now that I'm older, I
rare.
realize how much work it must have taken my mom, every thought, for her to make her thoughts and her words intentional. You know, like, I wasn't taught between gay or straight. It was just, you know, if you want to sleep with boys, you sleep with boys. If you want to sleep with girls, you sleep with girls. Sometimes, I remember one of her best friends, she was like, you remember Joan? Oh, shit, maybe I shouldn't say her name. And she was
Too
like,
late, sorry.
It's okay, she won't care. She's like, you remember Joan? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you know how Joan has a girlfriend now? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, when I met Joni, she had a husband. So, and I was like probably 7 or 8 years old.
Surprise!
But I wasn't like, because my mom had already painted this world for me that like, no, it's okay.
Oh, she was telling you this when you were a kid.
Oh yeah, so she's like, so it's like Joan used to like men and now she likes women. So it also changes sometimes.
And it's so good to like get that ingrained in kids to be like, that's just what this is.
Yeah, it wasn't like you're gay, you're straight. Now you have to come out as gay or straight.
Yeah.
And I was in choir, so there were hella gay people in choir when I was growing up.
Everybody's gay in choir.
Yeah, I was in choir, show choir for 8 years. And I remember one of my best friends came out as gay to his family, and they were like, you're going to hell. You've been cursed.
My sister, like, she's gay, so it was like weird, you know, because the parents didn't really understand it. And like, I understand a lot of like the frustration of having like 3 teenagers of like, for me at least, you know, being like, what the fuck is going on? Like, these kids are just, you know, some kids some kids go through phases, and I don't know. I think it's just they grew up traditional in ways, and it's just like
having 3 teenagers would be.
No, what I mean is like they grow up in a traditional household where they have different beliefs and they have like religious ridiculous beliefs and like.
But it's just part of their
ancient
beliefs.
Shit. Yeah.
And so it becomes, you know, your belief system becomes your thoughts, and then your.
Yeah. So
it is. You have to be understanding, but also.
It just took time for them because it just come from so far, and you know, to us, we're just like in my school, like, you know, everybody's gay. And when I found out, I was the first person to find out she wasn't, and.
What was that like?
I walked in on her and her girlfriend making out.
Oh, so it wasn't like she was like. Hey,
it was totally cute though. She like wrote me a letter and she like gave it to me after, and she's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "It's not a surprise, honey. You have a fucking bench press in your fucking bedroom." Like,
I knew.
It was just so kind of shocking though. You're still walking, you're like, "Oh shit, hey," because I knew the other girl that she was making out with. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go to school now, guys. I'll see you later.
How old were you?
Like 15 or some shit.
Oh wow.
14.
So. I mean, imagine that. So after that, there's no way that you would grow up not accepting gay people.
I didn't give a fuck. And that's why I'm like, now, like, when I see people that are just, like, weird about, I'm just like, it's either because you secretly like dick.
Right.
Or like, something weird where you're just like, oh, you're terrified that you're going to love dick. That's why you're like,
I know,
it's usually
such
dudes.
this, like, scary
it's like, dude,
thing.
why are you so weird about it?
It's crazy.
Otherwise, you
like,
wouldn't give a fuck. You're like, whatever, I don't care.
Right, because it's, like, not affecting your dick.
No.
It has nothing to do with your dick.
They're fucking trying to fuck you. I'm like, dude, no one's trying to fuck you.
But, like if they were trying to fuck you, then you just...
Say
like,
no.
You know how many times in my life, because people always thought I was lesbian, how many times in my life girls would, like, come up to me, touch me, like, sit on my lap, all the time. I mean, I had more women hit on me growing up than men. And I was never like,
yeah.
You know, I was just like...
I think it's like a masculinity thing. Like, they're feeling like emasculated.
Right, but that's a whole other thing because masculinity is just this thing that was created.
You know.
Anyhow. And then men end up... Masculinity doesn't exist in its pure form. Well, it rarely does, but it's because it's been defined by everything that men don't want to be and that they're afraid of being. And it's not only men's fault, you know, that society... makes them be. And so like macho isn't
I don't like
manly.
The word fucking macho. I fucking
people
hate
think
that
that
word.
like macho, people say like, because my mom would say like your dad used to be really macho when I met him, and it was like macho is really an over exaggeration of men who are just forcing
Tools.
all of the things that they think they need to do to be super manly. Because if not,
Because they're insecure as fuck.
you would just be chill.
Yeah.
Like, you would just chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And
Not give a fuck.
not worry
like,
about your dick so much.
Yeah. It's really weird.
Yeah. I mean,
I think, I'm telling you, I think it's an insecurity thing because, like, growing up, kids give each other shit and stuff, and, like, you're like, oh, whatever, and it's just this weird banter between kids being weird with each other, and they grow up, and they're still kids. We're all still just big-ass kids.
it's a consistent, like, defense. Like, and, like, proving. Like, I have to prove to you that I am so manly, or, like, that I'm strong, or that I'm this, and that I'm that, and it's like...
I feel like that's why I always tell people, I'm like, man, if even one of my red flags is like when people come up to me and they try to sell me on some shit, like, dude, you want to do this, and you're like, it's like, no, if I like, you know what I mean, when somebody tries to sell you on, if you have to sell me on it, then I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, like.
That's so funny. There was this guy who was like hitting on me when I was out at a club, and I told my friends,
hey,
what's going on?
What's your name?
I was like, I'm Jenna. Hey, just here with my friends.
I hate, that's the worst setting to like meet a girl. You're, like,
also, I wanted
yelling
to
in their fucking
respect the
face.
fact that he came up to me and asked me, because I respect that.
Yeah.
And I also
It's also
respect
awkward.
that he wasn't like
Creepy.
trying to touch me or be creepy. But so there's that fine line where I like to acknowledge, like, hey, that's awesome. You interacted with me as a human, but I'm also not interested.
But also fuck off.
But also no. But he did this thing
Nice
where it was so weird for me, and I couldn't figure out what was weird. And I told my girlfriend, I was like, it feels like he's trying to sell me something.
He's a salesman.
Like he's trying to sell me himself.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I already
No. I'm a great dude. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I drive a nice car.
He was like drinking and smoking, and I was like, oh, if you could not blow the smoke in my face. And
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna quit smoking. Today's my last day.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I don't even smoke. I don't even really usually smoke. And I was like, that's fine if you do. It's totally fine. Do you? And he's like, no, that's so fucking cool that you don't. I don't want to seem.
God.
I don't want to seem like I'm talking shit about people either, because everyone's going through.
But
this
I know
shit,
exactly who that is. Like that impersonation. I know exactly who that dude is. I've seen that dude a million times.
But yeah, I felt like I was being sold something.
I mean that like in a general sense. Like that's the type of dude that you necessarily like. Oh yeah. That's cool. All right, well, you know, what are you guys into, huh?
I always tell people,
like, dude, it's not organic, man.
Yeah, or it's just
Don't
not
panic.
you.
It's weird.
But I mean, I get it. I guess I've never been.
LA has this
socially.
identity crisis, is what it is.
It was in Vegas too.
Well, Vegas is probably like the second other identity crisis city.
I mean, it's just a bunch of people from LA probably over there.
I used to go every weekend. Like, it was ridiculous. Because I lived here. I grew up here. In LA. So I used to be like, let's go to Vegas. And we used to go like 4 weekends in a row. It's insane.
See, I've never drank, and so it's like dancing is the only thing that keeps me going.
I overdid it.
So I overdid it.
I'm good now. Like, I don't really drink now because I overdid it. Which is good. Got it out of my way.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you just dance?
Your skin is like really clear.
I know. So
Guys,
I take
his
care of
skin
myself.
is so clear. Just want to look
It's
at
because I
all.
stopped drinking.
Yeah, but I don't drink, and my skin is not like lit like that.
Lit. Oh man, I bet my diet. I just cleaned up my diet like crazy.
I eat
I'm telling you.
super clean. Well, I eat too
Your
much
skin's
sugar.
not bad.
I
don't
eat
eat
too much
sugar.
sugar.
I don't fuck with sugar.
See this? I just popped this.
I don't really see it.
It's a scab.
You got makeup on.
No, I didn't cover it.
Oh. Do you have makeup on though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why. I can't really tell.
No, but I
Oh, I see it.
Because I wanted viewers to see the scab.
Look at my scab.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
I went to go cover it, and I was like, why? People have scabs. People
happens
get
all the time.
pimples.
I got scars on my face.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I have all kinds of shit. Oh, yeah. What happened there? You got bit, right?
I got attacked by a pit bull when I was 18.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I had 150 stitches.
Oh
in
my God.
face.
Jesus Christ.
See this? It was here.
I could barely see that one. I could see this one under the eye.
That and that. Yeah, I had 150 stitches.
If I like kind of look, you can barely see it though. It's healed up super well.
Yep, I had 3 layers of stitches. I didn't look like a human.
It was fucking super swollen, huh?
Oh yeah, I looked like an avatar.
Oh
I actually
my God.
have a picture, not of when it happened.
You gotta send me that so I can post it for the viewers, right? Here.
Yeah. I'll send it to you.
Everybody's gonna be like, whoa!
It's not from when it first happened. It's after. Well, it was like 2 days later after they'd already sewed me up.
How the fuck did that happen?
So I love impersonating people. I always have loved like imitating and impersonating. And I was working on my Natasha Bedingfield one. Yeah. And so I went downstairs. I went downstairs and I was like looking up. There was like dial-up internet still, and I was looking up Natasha Bedingfield's lyrics and shit. And I was like, "Oh, okay, I got this one." I'm like looking up the Shakira lyrics and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, let me figure it out." And I was supposed to be cleaning. And because I'm like, oh, these are the words she's saying. Oh, okay. And I was like, oh, this is what's going on. And so then I turned around, and the dog was there and was like playing with his bone.
Your dog?
Playing with his bone, and I had been close to the dog, and I'm obsessed with pits still because they're wonderful. But this dog had inverted eyelashes, so he had trouble seeing.
Mm.
And I was like, "Hi, baby," just like that.
Yeah.
And he was like,
"Fuck off,"
just like that. And so in my mind, in my human brain, I bent down to say sorry, which is like, you just warned me.
Don't get any closer.
Right. And I went, "I'm so sorry." And then he like jumped up, turned his head, and went. And then he like realized what he did and stepped back, and he was like terrified. Like he didn't grab me or anything. I think he didn't think that he was gonna actually bite me.
Was that an instinct?
I think he thought he was just gonna like go like that. But I was so low, and then I moved, and I mean his teeth just went all the way through to the bone. You could see the inside of my face, and all of a sudden I was like,
oh shit.
I didn't feel it. I was in complete shock.
You usually don't. Like, you don't feel anything right away.
When I tore my hamstring off the bone, I didn't feel it either.
Yeah, well, after you
right.
feel it.
Like a minute later, I was like,
oh shit, yeah, that's the worst. Oh my god, you tore your hamstring off your bone. Mm-hmm. What the fuck, Jenna?
I've been recovering from that for like 5 years now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's rough. So then what happened? What'd you do?
And then my like blood prints were like all over the wall.
This was at home?
Mm-hmm. And my nose was pierced at the time, and he had like, you know, the swivel nose rings?
Yeah.
And he had like, it was hanging out of my nose, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take that, put it there. I'm going to go to the hospital, so I should cover my tattoo because my parents don't know yet.
Oh my God.
So
you were like, super focused. Clearly. That's good. You have a good fight or flight. You have a good response.
And I'm like, okay.
Most people just panic. Ah!
That's good to know. That's good to think about. And I was like, okay, I'm going to put my nose ring in my little in my piercing containers, because by that time, I mean, I had this pierced, my belly button pierced.
Yeah.
Just all.
They're not going to see none of this.
Yeah,
they're going to
like,
focus on my face.
Put that there. Great. And I was like, I should find a camera so we can take a picture. And my brother was like, get the fuck in the car.
You probably didn't know how bad it was either, right?
I didn't. I hadn't looked in the mirror yet.
Good. You never should.
And then I did. And I was like, what did I do? I mean, I was screaming. I was like, I didn't do anything to him. This is like, what did I do to deserve this? I'm never going to look like a human again. I mean, I looked like not a human. Like, this was just hanging. I was like, there's no way I'm going to look like a human. And so I went to the ER, and I was waiting there for like 4 hours before they...
Keep going.
Mm-hmm. I was waiting like 4 hours before... Should I put it closer?
No, you're good, I think. I don't know if that was a good... Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's fine.
It's probably just not been recording this whole time.
No, it's recording.
I was sitting in that bed in the ER for
oh my God, what a crazy feeling that must be.
For like 4 hours, and the nurses would walk in and be like, they would pull my face back together and be like, oh yeah, this looks like we could sew that up. And they would leave, and I'm just losing blood, losing so much blood. And there was nothing that they gave me yet. And then they finally brought me like ibuprofen.
What the fuck was going on?
Excuse me, you can cut this out.
What hospital is that? We're going to leave it in.
Excuse me.
We're leaving all this shit in. You're welcome, guys.
Excuse me.
Jenna has the burps right now.
I tried to do a bunch of them silently, and it just like
It did
wasn't
not
coming
work.
out.
Just let it out. Fuck it. You're welcome, motherfuckers.
You're welcome. So, ¿qué te iba a decir?
So you're losing blood and they're coming back, putting your face together.
And then my brother, who was in...
Sorry, that must have been like super intense. I just did that in your
no,
face.
that was
I'm
fine.
like...
I had no personal space. My brother, who was at pre-med at Northwestern University at the time, so he was like...
Oh, he was? Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was doing something with pre-med or something with med. It's ridiculous because I should know. He was like, I know this protocol is not okay. It's been so, tal hours since they've seen you. Let's go.
Yeah.
And they were like, you need to sign her out. And my brother was like, fuck you, we're leaving. And my mom...
Nothing's happened? It's been like an hour?
It's been like 2 or 3. And then at a certain point, they can't sew you up anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So my mom got a call from one of our family members who was a doctor, and he was like, hey, it's so funny how we still do this as a phone.
Nobody does that. It's like
Like,
this,
who was the
actually.
first person who did this?
Hey, dude.
Hey,
What's up?
I got a phone and scissors.
Give me a buzz, huh?
Yeah. And so, I haven't washed my hair in so long.
Dry
I'm
shampoo
sorry.
is Jenna's
I
life.
did dry shampoo already today.
Dry shampoo the fuck out of her hair all the time. I don't really know how that works, but...
It's kind of like, it's almost like baking soda or powder, and you're just like...
Sounds awful.
It's pretty nasty.
My friend SP does it too. I don't know. You just rub... Like, it's like powder? I'm not down.
Yeah. So...
But it must be a bitch having a lot of hair. So they're like, okay, your friend's... Family friend who's a what?
Who was a doctor was like, do not let her get sewed up in the ER. And this for anyone watching, if you fuck your shit up and it's on your face and you care about your face, don't get sewed up at the ER because you will look like... What did he say it was going to look like? Frankenstein.
Jesus Christ.
And my mom was like, so where do we go? And he was like, you have to go.
So that's why they were like, we don't know what the fuck to do because usually people don't come here with their face like that.
No, they were just being ridiculous.
Oh.
The ER was just being ridiculous.
You guys are being ridiculous.
Ridiculous. So my mom had to call around to a bunch of plastic surgeons in the area, find one that was on call. And I think it was a Sunday. Yeah, it was a Sunday. She drove me to the first one who said she was available. And this woman, I have to thank for the fact that I can move my face. Like,
oh, no, it was like a lot of nerve damage and shit too?
No, but it was like it could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like...
Is this your lip right here too?
Oh, that's another dog bite.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck are you doing? Jesus.
It's so funny because I was like, when I was younger, I was like, I don't even eat meat and animals are just like trying to eat me.
Yeah. That's probably why.
It's part of the Jennamal too. I would just be like, rah.
Yeah.
The
Jennamal. Dun dun dun.
Oh, did you know I got this?
Oh shit! Look at that. Hold on. Look at the camera. Which one's yours? No, this one's yours. Bam. That's tight.
My mom doesn't know.
Now she does. Sorry, Mom.
Again, because I'm like, I just don't want her to be upset.
I mean, it goes away after a while.
She was so upset when I got my septum pierced, and I was like,
How many tattoos do you have?
1, 2,
Doesn't even know.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Jesus. That's not a lot. That's pretty good. But
It's crazy
pretty
because
hidden.
oh yeah, I would not consider myself someone like with tattoos.
Yeah, neither would I.
You know, like
I
yes,
got
I have
tattoos,
tattoos, but I'm not like
a
the
tattoo
girl.
person, like the sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's either that. There's either you got a fuckload of them or you got like a few scattered ones.
Yeah.
I'm a few scattered ones type of dude. So they sewed your face up and then you were all good?
I worked out today for 30 minutes and I'm just like really
Your
struggling.
fucking workouts are consist of laying down and Instagramming this shit. She's like, alright guys, I've done 4 sit-ups. And I'm tired.
I'm so sore.
You need to move, Jenna.
I know, I used to love moving ever since my hamstring
When was
got
that?
fucked.
When did you
So I
fuck
tore
your
it off the
hamstring?
bone about 5 years ago, and then I rehabbed it to a point where I
How
was...
the fuck did you tear it off? What are you doing, Jenna?
I know.
What are you, a fucking bionic woman?
I know.
Jesus Christ.
I know. It's like I'm always pushing shit way too hard.
I push shit hard, but I never get hurt.
I was sitting in the splits like this.
No, I get hurt actually on mine.
And then I was like, it's not deep enough. And I was a dancer growing up, and so to me, sitting in the splits all the way coochie touching the floor was very natural. And
Two
so
shit
I
on the
was
floor
like,
is not natural.
I was like, oh, I need like more of a stretch. And so I went like this and twisted the upper half of my body and then sat down, and I heard, and the guy I was dating at the time was like, he heard it, and he's outside my body. And you know, usually if you hear stuff, hey, you don't know, maybe he was inside my body at the time.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Sorry.
And but you know what I mean? Usually when other people don't hear the shit that you hear,
it's like it's okay, but when they hear it, you're like, ooh.
He was like, what was that?
Did I just fuck my shit up?
I was like, you heard that? He was like, yeah, what was that? And I was like, I think that was my hamstring. And he was like, can you walk? And I was like, I'm just gonna lay down. I'm gonna breathe. I'm just gonna breathe, because I was like, if you just breathe, everything will be okay.
No, it's not gonna be okay.
So I breathed a lot.
I breathe
a lot. I got
a
a pain in my chest and I can't breathe.
Oh god damn.
So I breathe. And after I breathe, it's like I still don't feel it. And so like I stand up.
Can you stand up? How'd you stand up?
I stood up because I was in shock. And I was like, I'm fine.
Adrenaline! I'm fine!
And he's like, can you walk? And I was like, let me see. I can walk. I can breathe. I can walk. So I was breathing and walking.
Breathing and walking.
And
walking and breathing.
Walking and breathing and walking. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And it was at a time where I was kickboxing 9 times a week. I was getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And then I would go nanny, and then I would go back to the gym. I was obsessed.
Why'd you stop? Because you tore your hamstring.
Yeah. And then it took a really long time to rehab properly. You know, I was doing physical therapy. I was on crutches.
You couldn't walk at all for like...
I couldn't walk for a couple of weeks.
And even then, it was probably walking was fucked. It was limited.
Yeah, so I couldn't drive. I was training for a marathon at the time.
You're doing too much.
Couldn't do the marathon. You know, it wasn't even the stuff that I was doing that was too much. Although you might be right, because I do tend to go really hard at shit, or not at all. I think the issue is that I didn't know at the time. There's this physical therapist who is helping me out right now. Shout out to Jeremy.
Shout out to Jeremy. Thanks for the physical therapy.
No, I do. He's the reason that I can even work out, that I can sit in this chair, that I can do anything, because I kept seeing conventional physical therapists, and he was like, hey, he did one thing to me. I'll show you what he did. I drove all the way to Fresno to see him for like 30 minutes.
Fresno.
He does this.
Damn, that's pretty far.
He goes like this to me. He does that. I don't know if they can see it.
Yeah.
So he just goes like that.
On your thumb?
Yeah, and he just wanted to see, like, do
I can do that.
So, but see how there's like a little bit of it's not so like, we just look so ridiculous right now.
We're both, guys, for those of you not watching and just listening on iTunes.
So he did that.
We're folding our thumb backwards.
Fold my thumb. Look, press it down. So.
I fuck this one up all the time, though.
Oh.
I can bend it like that and it still hurts. Right now I felt it because it still is not healed.
Excuse me.
So. I'm gonna be like, Jesus Christ.
It's because I'm drinking. And
this is raw, guys. You're welcome.
Excuse me. So he did a couple of things, and he was like, you're extremely hypermobile. Mm-hmm. He was like, you're hypermobile.
Well, you were doing the fucking splits when you tore your shit, so yeah.
But I guess it's that I've always been hypermobile, so I can't feel when it's too far. Because it doesn't even feel like stretching to me. And so, like, when I would be doing yoga, so then I started doing yoga. I got to a point before Jeremy where I was like, okay, it's been like 3 years. I was doing yoga 3 times a week and hiking and going to the gym occasionally. And I did that for a year straight, and I was like, that's my thing. I can't go super hard, but I can just do this.
Maintain that.
But yoga fucked me up.
Went too hard.
I wasn't using my hamstring properly yet because I didn't understand that I'm hypermobile. So when I'm like in downward dog and my arm is doing this, like, that's not okay. So I have to do it to a point where it doesn't
You don't need to lock it.
Right. Or not even locking, but it's just like...
Well, because if you lock it, you're probably you're going to bend. You're going to keep bending, and you don't even know where the fuck you'll stop. You got to be conscious of it.
Yeah, and my legs go too far without me noticing. And so then he started me just... Every motion that I do, you know... What's it called? Like altering it, I I
What do
guess
you
a
mean
little
altering?
modifying.
Just modifying.
Just
your,
modifying every movement. Like when I'm sitting in a chair while I'm driving fucks me up. Every step
too.
that I take.
Yeah, driving fucks a lot of people up. People don't realize how much we time, especially here in LA. We spend a fuckload of time in our cars.
It's way too much.
Like it's stupid. But right now it's not too bad. But
Sorry that I'm like eating my
you're good.
my finger.
This is what Curious Radio is. This is what Curious Radio is.
You walk and brief.
We walk and brief, and we brief and we walk and we chew our nails. God
Yeah,
damn,
I
Jenna.
feel like I've almost died like 100 times in my life.
You know what? Honestly, like having that, because I'm right there with you, and it's like once you like get, it kind of eliminates the fear of it. Like I don't think about death like I used to when I was a kid. Like I used to be terrified of it when I was a kid, and then shit happens, and then you're just kind of like, if I go right now, I'm like, yeah, it's a good run.
I think it's good to get more comfortable with that because
Okay, I feel like it eliminates anxiety.
right, there's a lot of anxiety that all of a sudden leads up to the fear of death.
Mm-hmm.
For me, my anxiety comes from when I almost died because there's like a lot of PTSD that I just haven't
Unresolved.
fully dealt with yet because I didn't.
This is something we talk about on here. I just did something to deal with all my past emotions. You heard ayahuasca?
No, but I wish I did it in Peru.
Yeah, I did it recently, and it's just a good way because it's like that's a big thing. Like I say, it's like we deal with our emotions not fully, but up until the point where they're manageable for us, and then we store it in the back of our brain. You know what I mean? And it's just like kind of like, all right, we're gonna put that away. You know,
because
until,
you do it to manage to live your life, and the thing is that even with therapy, it's manageable, but then you're managing all your shit from when you were a child that you didn't manage. And it's like trauma, the way that trauma lives in the brain, you know, it's just like there's an axe in a tree and then the tree just grows over it, but the axe is still there, you know? And that's not my analogy, that's from a therapist.
Shout out to that fucking therapist. That's a great analogy.
Shout out.
But the tree's gonna grow around that. It's gonna grow around. Yeah, but man, we gotta everything you have. There's no shortcuts. That's what I was telling everybody. There's no fucking way around it. You gotta deal with shit.
Everyone is dealing with shit from their past. And for me, it was crazy because I was like, I had a really great childhood, so like, I'm not dealing with anything.
You think so, but there's shit.
And then 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago now, I started having panic attacks, and I was like, that makes no sense. I'm the most chill person, stable. I am very in control of my mind, my emotions. If I can't control them, I'm aware of them. And then I started realizing, like, I was in the hospital. This is another time I almost died, but, like, truly almost died. Like, there's no reason I should be alive right now. And...
But you are.
But I am, so there is a reason.
You're welcome, guys.
I'm walking and briefing. And
that's gonna be the episode. Walking and briefing.
Walking and briefing.
With the Jennamal.
Walking and briefing. You can walk and brief with me. So I went to see a therapist one time after I got out of the hospital. It's a really long story. I got a postpharyngeal abscess. It went up to the base of my brain. I had to take a year off of college. I couldn't walk on my own. I couldn't breathe on my own. It all happened within a matter of 70 hours. I was having fevers that went past 106. I was having seizures, like, on my own. There was no one there. I, like, woke up outside on the concrete, like, literally almost dead. And then it got even worse. And then I was septic, so it got into my bloodstream. And then they finally admitted me into the hospital. But at that point, I was already on my way out.
Are you a zombie?
Maybe. But I was like, I was speaking words that made sense to me, but my mom said that, like, nothing I said made sense. I didn't know how to work. Imagine, after getting up from a seizure and from having fevers past 106, because I had a seizure, I pissed on myself and I threw up, but I, like, didn't choke, and there was no one there to help me.
So you weren't face up?
No, I, like, woke up on the concrete, and I was just like, what happened? And I remember passing out at different times in my house and telling myself, get the fuck up, wake up. And then I would wake up somewhere else.
Of, like, fighting consciousness. Of, like,
yeah.
Your shit's not responding. You're like, oh, my legs. Yeah.
Fall.
Oh, that's the worst feeling.
I
you can't control your avatar.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. And the doctors couldn't figure out what it was for like 3 days. And by the time they figured it out, they couldn't get my heart rate above 30. And
God damn.
then I was in the ICU for 2 weeks.
You should release an album like 50 Cent.
Seriously.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Seriously.
The Jennamal story.
Seriously.
Just be like a fucking rapper.
Let me get rich off it. I mean, if someone wants to like, I don't know,
Sign you to a record
sign
deal?
me, like,
Come on,
let's
Dr.
do
Dre.
this.
What's up?
You know.
The Jennamal story. Dun, dun, dun.
Psychotic, hypnotic product of gut. Remember that Eminem song?
Hell yeah.
Love
I was like, damn, she's pulling it out. All right.
Nah.
That's all I know. First 4 words.
No. What was it? Psychotic, hypnotic product, got it, the antibiotic, ain't nobody holler, and so on and yada yada. Gotta talk a lot of da 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 uchi walla walla, da 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 da, but you gotta keep moving. It's my music to keep making new shit pretty. Okay.
Hell yeah, we got a fucking Taste of Jenna Snapchat.
I'm gonna be a rapper, guys.
Sign her, Dr. Dre.
Sign me.
Dude. Actually, Snoop would do it.
I met Snoop once in college. He was dope.
Smoking weed. Of course he's dope. Anybody who smokes weed usually is dope.
He is dope.
Chills you
know.
out. It
I
calms
was
you down.
sober, you know. And we like went on their tour bus and then back to the hotel. But he was not, you know, he was loyal.
What did you go to college for?
Theater.
Oh, of course.
Drama school.
I am a drama child.
Wait, what were we talking about just
About
now?
you were almost dead when they were figuring it out, and you were 3 days in.
Right.
By the time we got you, you were in ICU.
So then they had to remove the abscess from back here, and it was so close to my
What's
jugular.
an abscess?
See that?
I see it, but I don't know what an abscess is.
An abscess is just like a pocket.
Do that again? I'll tell you. That's the only way you can see it. How'd you figure that out?
See it. 'Cause I can feel it pulling down in the back of my tongue.
What is that?
It's the scar from where they
No, I
went
know.
in.
I know, but I'm saying, what's an abscess?
Oh, so it's like I don't know the actual medical term, but it's like a pocket of fluid. It can either, and it's not always, what's the word when it's like really, it's not always dangerous.
Cancerous?
It's not always threatening.
Oh.
It's not always threatening. It's not always a life-threatening
Kind of like a
thing.
cyst?
Yeah, it's kind of like a cyst.
Okay.
But an abscess.
Okay. So it's got fluid
It's
instead
got
of like
fluid.
skin.
Mm-hmm.
Cyst is like skin, right?
A cyst.
A buildup of like
Right, of like cells. And
yeah, skin cells. It's
guys,
some
we're
bullshit.
probably all wrong. We don't know anything.
I know.
WebMD.
For real. if you look shit up on WebMD, you'll have cancer. If you're on WebMD, you're gonna die tomorrow, and we all kind of are dying.
It took me about 3 years to
Fuck
look up
WebMD.
what I had because I was so scared to see it, and it has a 90% death rate.
Damn,
Just the
10%.
bacteria that I have has a 90% death rate. Then the location that it was in, which is post-pharyngeal or pharyngeal, because it grows
that.
either up to your brain or it goes down to your heart.
Where'd it go?
Mine went up to my brain.
Ooh, that's why your body wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's in your brain, and your brain's like, come on, let's work this avatar. And it's like, no.
But
we're
if it
getting
went
attacked.
down, I'd be dead even faster. Well, I'm not dead, but I would have just died. And
Could have, maybe. Who knows? It worked out the way it needed to work out.
Yeah. It was called...
Fuck, that's nuts, yo.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of sketchy.
What was the bacteria called? It was called...
Some fucked up shit. You need anti.
Fusobacterium necrophorum. Necro, just
That sounds
meaning
dead.
death. Yeah. It was crazy. I had to take a year off college.
Yeah, no shit.
But then after that, yeah, I guess I had PTSD that I didn't deal with.
You were just like, I'm
at
cool,
all.
I'm cool. I'm alright.
Yeah, I kept thinking, like, people were going to kill me.
Yeah.
And, like, I was going to die because then that became my fear because I always thought I was going to be dead.
It's really weird how the universe gets at you when you're cocky. When you're like, I'm fine. I'm the most chill person ever. Alright, here's some fucking trauma.
Yeah, I was like, I have no trauma. They're like, you don't have any from your family?
Yeah.
We'll give you some.
Yeah. It's like, well, you have to have tests in this video game. Otherwise, how are you going to pass this level?
Yeah.
Get to the next one.
But I would say, like, I've been dealing with shit from that consistently.
You're aware of it, though.
I'm aware of it now, but
How long did it take you to get aware of it?
I was in and out. I mean, it took me, like, maybe 2 weeks after I got out to become aware of it. And then once this therapist was like, oh...
2 weeks after you knew you had, like, PTSD?
2 weeks after I got out.
That's what I'm saying. That's when
Yeah.
you figured, that's pretty quick.
Wait. And this therapist was like, you have PTSD. And I was like, oh, that's what this is? I'm good then. And so I stopped going.
Oh,
I went
Jesus.
to one session and I was like, oh,
I got
that's
this
not
figured
me
out.
then. That's just the PTSD.
Yeah.
Which makes you even more so detach yourself from it.
Yeah.
Even though it's there and it's knocking at my door every
not
single
dealing with
day. And I like put it in a bag then and like tied it up, went back to college. It would try and come back all the time. I would have brain spasms.
Did you finish college and then with it?
The
Carrying a lot of weight.
Yeah. The inside of my left eye melted from the fevers.
God damn.
That's never going to change. But so...
What do you mean the inside of your left eye?
So,
Does it affect your vision at all?
Sometimes things look a little distorted.
Okay.
But I still have 20/20 vision.
Best case scenario.
But yeah, it makes me feel weird sometimes.
Don't even think about it. Fuck it.
Yeah. But,
You got 20/20. That's all that matters. Some
but
people got
yeah.
some fucked up vision.
PTSD, yo. There's so much shit we got to deal with. I really want to do ayahuasca. I'm just scared.
It's scary as fuck. I went really deep.
But you did it.
I took 4 doses.
Over the course of?
The whole night. Well, I mean, the people usually do 1 the whole night. Or 2 sometimes.
I have a friend who went to Peru and he did like fucking 7.
Yeah, it's fucking...
Wait, so tell me about it.
Oh my god, we had like 3 episodes on this. We're gonna talk about it though. It's super fucking intense. It's just what I've explained it to before is like you're taking like a deep look into your subconscious and you're just kind of back there and it kind of some people it honey dick, some people it doesn't. Like it didn't have to honey dick me. I just kind of
What's honey dick?
like lure you in. You know what I mean?
Honey dick.
Yeah, I got that from a podcast I listened to. It's funny as fuck. I like the term.
Honey dick. That sounds yummy.
Yeah. Honey dick.
Like,
see, I equate it to like you think you're getting honey, but then you get dick and like fuck. You know what I mean?
Oh.
You get honey dick in it. You're like, there's dick with honey on it.
Oh my god! All I was thinking was like, excuse me, was like, yeah. Oh, your
Honey
dick
and
has
dick.
honey on it.
That sounds like a bear's.
Cool. I want to
awesome
suck
journey.
the dick with the honey on it.
No, like some people with honey dicks and some people it doesn't. So like for me, I'm just the kind of person where I'm like, all right, where's the I'm a worker.
Show
bee.
me.
I'm
Let's
just
go.
Like, let's just do this shit. Same way I do like my fucking workouts every morning. Like it's gonna suck for a little bit. Fuck it, but let's just go. Like I'm already here. I'm like let's
That's
just
great.
get this shit over. So I get there and I'm like, I get with that attitude and that kind of like bit me in the ass because I was kind of like cocky going into it, right? Thinking like, what am I gonna document? Like I'm a total like.
Yeah, but that's good though because you didn't have time. The part of it that's good about that is that you didn't have time to like start producing all this cortisol and like stress hormones and freaking because like me, I would probably have a panic attack just going into it.
Mm-hmm.
Just being like,
they do other shit though. Like there's like before you even start, they blow this shit up your nose called rape, and rape is like it's like this tobacco other types. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but they blow it in your fucking nose. And you're like, oh! But what it does is it makes you like kind of like calms you down and you kind of like feel your heartbeat, right? And it makes you like hyper aware and you're just like kind of grounded. In
I would
the
freak
room.
out the moment I felt my heartbeat.
And you're just like, all right, we're fucking here. It's just like it kind of like puts you in that state of like, all right.
We're here.
We're here. We're
I'm
fucking ready to go. And these cars come on one by one. People start going up and shit. And one by one, you go, like, all right, well, fucking, my legs are under me. I'm walking. I'm going. Let's do this shit. I kneel in front of them. And they all speak Spanish. So, like, for me, I'm fluent. So I'm just, speaking to all in Spanish. And, you do your thing. You go up there.
Pero que son peruanos o no?
Yeah, he was from Peru, the guy. He was Shipibo. So this dude, he's from, like, I love it. Those are amazing musicians. They play fucking music all night. You gotta follow the music, right? You follow the Icaros throughout the whole night, and it's fucking wild.
What's Icaros?
That's the sauce. What the songs are called.
Okay.
So they have like they sing them like in their dialect, and they sing some of them. Ours were in Spanish, some of them and mainly like in their dialect, and it's just fucking. God.
Can you hold my mic really fast?
Yeah.
I'm cold.
Cold. I'm like sweating over here.
You got a long
For those of you guys watching, she's wearing like a fucking poncho, or not watching. I'm saying, she's wearing like I don't even know. Is that from Peru?
Yeah.
She just got back from Peru, guys.
It's from Cusco.
You should have done it out there. I wanted to go out there, but I was like, you know what? When is the next time I'm gonna get a chance to go? I told a friend, I was like, I want to do it.
And then you're not gonna do it because you're waiting to do it out
exactly. And I was like, and my
Yeah.
friend's like, she's like, you really want to do it? And I'm like, yeah, I want to do it. And she's like, okay, cool. Let me talk to some people. And I was like, all right, cool. And then they contacted them and they're like, hey, what's up? You wanna do this shit? And I'm like, yeah. we have one coming up this weekend. I'm like, cool, let's do it this weekend.
I mean, I'm sure they have one literally every week.
No, they don't. I mean, they have it like they come. They're not from like it was like in Woodland Hills. They don't come to Woodland Hills. Come down. But they do have like I'm sure there's like you can find one in L.A.
Did you sleep over there?
I couldn't really sleep. I mean, I was
but
up.
You stay the night?
Once I was out. I mean, I slept like 3-4 hours, and then I was up again, and then I was just so like, so much data. You gotta do it. You just gotta kind of.
I really want to. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm scared of. I'm scared of dying. That's the only thing.
It's the ultimate surrender. So like that for me, I've always been like, I'm not scared. I'm not fucking scared. I'm not scared until you're fucking scared. Mm-hmm. You know, and then you're there and you're like, ooh. But for me, I'm just like, let's stare death in the face. I'm just the kind of person I'm like, fuck it. Let's just go. And that's just kind of the way it was. And once you get, it's just overwhelming feeling of like.
But the thing is, I don't really know anyone who's died from it.
No, you don't die from it.
You know, and so
You think you're dying? That's the thing. So like, for me, I'm too. That's why I had to go that far. I was like, I don't want there to be a doubt in my mind. Like, I want to see the edge of this shit. And that's why I went so deep. And then it feels like you're out in the middle of the ocean and it pulls your little patita and just. And then once you're going, it's too fucking late. And you're like, no. For me, it was just like, man, once I was like unplugged, it was like, God damn, I unplugged from my little muñequito here.
I mean, I can't even smoke because I think I'm dying.
Oh, man. That's a daily. But also, that's like a way I deal with like unresolved anxiety I have.
Of
you know
course.
What I mean?
But I think that it's a really, really beautiful tool for people whom it works for.
Yeah.
Whom it works.
Yeah. Anybody could be for me because like the big thing about it is like, oh, you can't be like you can't function. Like for me, I can function. I get shit done no matter what. I'm up at fucking 6 in the morning. I'm going.
Yeah, you just don't have that edge, and then you're not overthinking when you don't need to overthink.
100%.
And so I think in moderation or in
I might overdo
consciousness, in you know, if you're being conscious and aware of it all the time. I mean, the guy I dated for like 4 years, he was high 24/7, but he was also very conscious and high and aware. I mean, yeah, conscious and high and aware. And he also would stop for like months at a time.
Yeah, I do that too.
And
I'll stop for a little bit.
And I knew him very intimately, and he was not a different person when he was high or when he was, I don't want to say sober because I feel like it's not a drug.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It kind of just like elevates shit. Makes it, because I don't get.
But for him, it worked in the sense that, you know, sometimes, of course, it was elevated and there was more stimulus, but it was also, he didn't have to feel this extra anxiety when it wasn't necessary.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about it.
Like you said, like, it kind of just takes that edge off. I just want to go to sleep. Let me sleep.
Yeah.
And he played soccer, and he would, like, play soccer high. You got to be quick.
Great.
He could do it.
I work out high sometimes.
Yeah, he would work out. So
Ryan,
it was like...
my trainer.
What's your trainer's name?
Ryan.
Ryan.
Sorry,
He's
Ryan.
sorry. But no, you know, si no te afecta, no te afecta.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm just like... It's not for everybody, though. It's not for everybody. I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't know. I think you gotta do it, Jenna, to get rid of that fear. You're carrying that shit around.
I am. I'm carrying it around.
What the fuck do you need it for?
A lot. I mean, it's like, it's
so heavy.
It's my main,
I swear to God,
my main baggage.
When I walked out of there, I felt 80 pounds lighter. And I've already lost a fuckload of weight. I felt 80 pounds lighter. I was like, oh
you already skinny as fuck, and you felt real light.
I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, it was, it's the best feeling. It's like, oh, I feel so squeaky clean. Like.
And then, so I think, so these are my fears if I had to talk them out loud. My fear is that I'm going to do ayahuasca and I'm going to die during it.
For sure.
And then I'm going to be like, I feel so bad for my mom and my dad and my, you know,
Why?
my family.
You're going to be like, fuck it, Jennamal was on ayahuasca.
No,
what do you expect?
Literally, no. They would not expect that because I don't even fucking drink.
But it's not like you're going there to be like, woo, we're having a party. Everybody in there is like, fuck.
Right.
All right, like, fuck. It's called the work. You're in there to fucking work.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
So that's my first fear, that I would die during it.
Cool.
My second fear is that the sensation of being on the ayahuasca would never go away. But all of these fears come from the hospital, which is shit I like clearly need to deal with this by doing ayahuasca. It's been calling me for years.
I know. That's why we're talking about it. That's what they say. They're like, she'll come find you.
Yeah,
How creepy does that
because
sound? But
not really. Because
I mean, like, if you don't understand it, it's like, oh, it's okay. She's gonna find me. But she totally does.
She does.
And that's why I was like, when it was like, hey, you want it? I'm like, yes.
You're like,
now.
yeah, this is it. It's calling me.
Yeah.
I actually didn't feel like it was calling me in Peru.
Well,
I felt like it was setting me up.
Whenever you want, Jenna.
And looking at me and being like, hey, we're here.
Let me know.
We're here. We're here when you're ready. But yeah,
You do
I
that
think
shit out here. Let me know when. Don't be scared, Jenna.
Yeah.
Jenna, you're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it.
You're gonna walk and brief and laugh it. You're gonna walk and brief and laugh.
It's time for some hot seat questions. Jenna,
I'm assuming those are questions.
would you rather have 3 boobs or 2 noses?
2 noses.
For real?
I answered that very quickly because my olfactory senses are really, really strong, and I love it. Well, at the same time, I don't love it, though, because I smell,
Nobody will invite you to a cocaine party.
Just taking all
Jenna's got 2 noses, bro. 4 nostrils? Nah. Don't invite her.
It's also maybe a curse because fuck that bitch, don't invite her.
Yeah.
I smell everything, and I get, like, nauseous from, like, if I,
Imagine
us
when
Latinos.
you get pregnant, you can be
Nipo
super like. My mom was like that when she couldn't smell
mom
shit.
too.
She's like, oh, get everything away. And she has a bunch of candles in the house, so we had to put everything away.
Yeah, I'm already like that.
Well, you're a little mini version of your mom.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But I like love people's smells too. Like I love smelling.
Some people.
Right.
Some people smell like.
Well, some people their pheromones it's like not with it. But then also the breast part is that I used to have huge breasts. I was a 34 double D.
God damn.
Yeah, from the time I was like 17.
What?
Or 16.
Oh, that's gotta fuck with you.
I mean, it was like my sternum used to crack.
For sure.
It hurt to breathe sometimes. I went to the doctor. They were like, well, the thing is that your frame is too small for your large breasts. And I was like, what?
This is scary.
Yeah, and he was straight up just like...
Was he a creep?
No, but he was just trying to be very serious. And he's like, what I'm saying, ma'am, is your frame is too large for your breasts.
No, it's too small for your breasts.
Your frame is too small to hold your large breasts comfortably. So that's the issue that you're dealing with.
So your back's fucked or get a reduction.
Yeah, and then I didn't get a reduction and...
Or lose weight. Everywhere.
Yeah, it was like...
Because you have to it's essentially like...
It was kind of just like the older I got, the smaller my breasts got, which was weird.
And
my mom thought that
imbalance.
it was hormones because my hormones are really out of whack. I just got them tested. My cortisol levels are high. My testosterone is high. I'm obviously turning into a man.
Tight move. You'd be winning all of a sudden.
Winning?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's easier to be a dude. You don't gotta deal with a lot of shit that women gotta deal with.
Yeah,
like people trying to fuck you all the time. Imagine that.
I mean, I like trying to get fucked. If it's someone who I want to fuck
exactly.
me.
Unless you're getting Harvey Weinstein or some shit.
Women are magic, and so I don't want to.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to give away that magic.
It's either one or the other. It's either one or the other. Either you get the magic, where you get to make people with your body and do all kinds of other crazy shit that men can't do, or you get to be like an arrogant monkey and like.
I would be interested in, like, for a day, just knowing what it's like to have a penis and to fuck someone. Because I've always wondered, like, even if I feel like I'm doing the fucking...
Couldn't get laid in that day? It's going to be tough. You'll see the struggle. You'll be like, damn, this is what you guys go through? Makes sense. Trying to fuck something, it ain't working. Having a dick's not all it's cut out for.
I mean, I for sure wouldn't resort to rape, that's for sure.
But you know what? You probably will, you would know. Understanding a woman's brain, you'd be like, I know what to say to her. Mm-hmm. Just gotta learn how to talk. Second,
or I would just go tell someone like, hey, I have a dick for a day.
Who's gonna believe that?
Yeah, all right, sure. All right,
what's your first timer in LA story? Everybody has a first timer in LA. Some weird shit that happened as soon as they got here. You're from Cha City, right?
I'm from Chicago, yeah.
The freezing cold. See, you're cold now. It's fucking freezing in Chicago.
Okay, blood thins. It's a real thing.
I don't know.
I came from 11,000 feet. Altitude. Does that have anything to do with my blood thinning?
Maybe.
I don't know. First timer in LA story.
Anything weird happen when you just got here?
I feel like not.
See, but I think your definition of weird is so much different than Most people who just like, no, everything
People are
was
like,
totally normal.
don't you remember that dude laid his dick on your forehead?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he was just expressing himself.
He was
in the
totally,
Ralphs.
you know, it might have been inappropriate, but I understood him. I understood.
It's
that he was
really
going
hard for me
through-
to like judge something as weird or out of the ordinary.
Do like homeless people that are always like out of it approach you?
Sure,
all
it's
the
like
time?
whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like that. For me, that happens. It's constant, like always. They're like, ooh, and I just keep it going with whatever they're saying. I'm like, what?
I go under the bridge too, and I give them my clothes and stuff.
I'm talking about like aggressive. Skittles.
Yeah, that happens, and I'm just like, chill out.
Yeah, but
Or
I
I'm
just
just
keep
like,
going
yeah,
with them. Like,
okay.
all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna keep on that because I feel like sometimes they're trying to get a response. You know what I mean? And then a lot of people are like,
I try to not do this
yeah,
ever.
I'm just like, man.
Like, I'll come next to you. You want to get close to me? Fine.
Yeah. Don't try to find me because I'll fuck your day up.
There's gotta be something weird that happened. I moved here.
In the meantime, if you were an animal, what if a real animal, not a Jennamal, what would you be?
But I've been asked this question so many times,
I know,
which
but I
is
wanna know.
why Jennamal is like,
It's its own thing.
it's its own thing, you know? It's
You know,
like,
the unicorn has a horn. You have your hair up here right now.
yeah. But it came
Perfect.
from me being like, I can't really decide if, because I think I'm part monkey, cheetah, like elephant. Monkey, cheetah, elephant is for sure one of the things.
I feel
and
like
a praying mantis.
no, I'd be like something with like
Like an octopus in the sea?
kind of.
Oh,
That
I
makes
don't know
sense.
if I would be in the sea.
Why not?
But they are sentient beings.
And they're fucking geniuses.
Octopus, octopi. Maybe
Think
I
about it.
would be in a-
This is so much like when I think about Jenna. This is what I think. If you guys can't see me, I'm like flailing my arms, right? And you're like dancing. You're like in a halfway crouch position, dancing through a city or something.
I accept that if that's what you think. I trust you.
Okay. Well, you didn't have an LA story, so we're gonna keep on. We're gonna keep this train going, Jenna. We got current events, and today, we're gonna start with Oprah. Did you see Oprah's speech at the Golden Globes?
I did. I loved it.
Oh my god! I'm like, the way I see it, I was watching this fucking speech, and I was like, look at her. Whoa. Okay, we're just gonna skip along this because it's a 10-minute goddamn speech. That's her man right there. Been with him 30
Really?
years.
That's
Yeah.
him?
Yeah. She's been with him for like 30 years.
Oh, I know. Not married, but with him because she's smart. Don't give him all the money.
It's Oprah. You wanna fuck with Oprah.
Or her bank account.
She's so like, I don't even fucking know. She's like she's just
Her own species.
for real. Like, what a beast. She's just fucking powerful, man.
I love her.
She's like, all right, shut the fuck up. Let me get my speech out. It's a long one.
Wait, what was Connie Britton wearing? Is that her name, Connie Britton?
I don't know what that is.
The one who was in
1964.
Nashville.
I don't watch that
I
show.
was a little girl sitting on
my
the
God.
linoleum floor
I'm gonna skip
of my
this long.
mother's house in Milwaukee.
Listen, Oprah.
watching
What'd you
saw
think
it.
about this damn thing? Quincy Jones. She got emotional, and I wish I could find the place where it cuts to The Rock, and he's like this. It's his fucking mouth open watching her. And I think you put out a tweet saying, like, when you realize you want to be VP, and Oprah wants it, she's going to be president or some shit. That's kind of the
Damn.
society we're living in. I'm like, damn. It's like, well, if Trump got in, let's get fucking Oprah in, yo.
I mean, she would be much better equipped.
I don't know. Man, what a fucking amazing speech. I thought it was like one of those, man. Look, it's already got 6.1 million views. This happened like 2 nights ago.
It was an amazing speech, and I loved it because she was just talking about leading with love and compassion. You know what I also liked? What she said is she didn't just talk about women. She also talked about men.
Mm-hmm. That's what was the biggest thing I appreciated.
Me too. I loved that because I feel like
That's
this
what it's
new
about.
wave of feminism
It's
is
too
all about
aggressive.
fuck men,
Exactly.
put men down, and it's like that's
No.
also not where we're getting anywhere because now it's reversed, and this is how we got to where we are now.
You're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. And
Like
that's why-
y'all men ain't shit. We don't fucking need you.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, I went through phase 2, and I was like,
Everyone does.
where I was like,
Because a lot of men are shit. But a lot of women are shit,
I had
too.
just been, like, cheated on 100 million times, and I was like, men ain't fucking shit. Woo, woo.
But there's also women that are like that.
Right, and then I was like, that's also not true, because I love men. And I've always loved men.
You just met a couple
and I love my
fucked up
dad, and I
ones.
have amazing friends who are men.
Yeah.
But also people in general, they fuck up. And men fuck up in different ways than women fuck up at times. And it all comes from the way that men are treated and the way that women are treated. And the expectations that men have and the expectations that women have.
It's, the way kids are raised. They raise girls differently than they raise men. This is a big thing we didn't even talk about. It's just like sexuality being one of them and shit. Like for men, it's always enforced and shit. Like, if you're hooking up with all these girls, you're a pimp. This and that. And the girl, she's like, she's a whore. And it's like, why these double standards? It's the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? You're raising your kids to feel like, like they raise a woman telling her not to express herself in her sexuality, but then that's all they're after when she's grown up. It's her sexuality.
And then it's like you're seen as this prized possession, or you're idealized, but you're never understood. And it's like, I feel like men begin to look at women as if, like, yes, we are fucking magic, but I'm not a magic trick and you are not a magician.
Yeah.
So like, don't think that you can just boom and I'm gonna do this magic. Like, we need to work together, whether you have a same-sex partnership or not. There's still, and that's the thing, is that I don't even think masculinity and femininity has anything to do with the actual gender you are or the sex you are. I mean, okay, it does to a certain extent, but
I hate labels. I don't fucking like how
we all
much,
have it in us. Like, I have a masculine side and I have a feminine side, and I have masculine energy and feminine energy, and it has nothing to do with the fact that, or it shouldn't have anything to do with just female. There is masculine and feminine energy around us all the time, and I think that the way that sex is viewed is so fucked. One, because the magic keeps coming up, but it's like the magic of sex and the connection of sex is completely taken out of the equation. It's like you have sex so that you can come, and it's usually the men coming, because men don't know how to fucking please women. Women don't know how to please themselves then.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
Because they're not able to explore their sexuality, because it's like, oh, you're a whore. It's like,
right. Don't do it. Don't masturbate. Don't figure out all the different parts of your vagina. Like, my mom gave me books on vaginas. And I was like,
you gotta know what you're working with, man. It's all, let's figure this whole thing out. That's what we're all here for, right? It's like, yeah, that's a big part of it.
It's like, have you ever...
communication is key, too. Like, a lot of dudes say that about women, like, oh, she's, she doesn't, dude, like, she's just not good. And it's like, well, have you fucking told her what you like? Like,
right,
have you communicated what the fuck you want? Like, if you're like, hey, man, I want you to fucking do this. And she'll be like, if she likes you, she'll fucking do it. It's the same way, vice versa.
Or if she's not comfortable with it, or he's not comfortable with it, you guys like each other, and you'll be like, that's not my thing. Like, this one time this dude spit in my mouth, and I was like, I don't want you spitting in my mouth.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I don't want you to, but...
It's like, I know what you've been watching, and I'm not into that either, so...
Like, when you pulled my hair just now and ripped the hair out...
Well, that's too much.
That was too much for me.
Pushing
and
too
I don't
hard.
like you spitting in my mouth, and I just communicated that.
That's
and I'm
aggressive.
sure there are people who like being spat in their mouths.
There's
and
a lot of
fine.
weird shit, which is cool.
And that's another thing, is that shit is not respected in the bedroom, and so there's this whole idea that, like, even things then that happen in the bedroom, like, you can't have a certain fantasy, because then it's like, what if that's real outside of the bedroom? Not understanding that, like, sex is its own thing.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want, and it doesn't have to
and then you
leave
go back
the
into
bedroom.
this other shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or that, like, what was I going to say about the whole respect thing with sex is, like, I've had men who either don't want me to swallow their cum or don't want to do certain things to me while we're having sex that they view as wrong or disrespectful is the word they use, but they want to cheat on me. And I remember just being like, you've got your idea of respect and the placement of it and its place in the world fucked up. Don't respect me in the bedroom when what I'm asking you to do is something else. Respect me in my life.
Yeah.
And when in our partnership.
That way you earn to do whatever the fuck in here.
Or but just like respect that I'm asking you to do something. Just respect my sexuality.
Yeah.
You know, like, but I remember that was so crazy when I was...
But that's also, like, you know, finding somebody who meshes with you. Because if they're not, you're just like, okay, well, fuck. Then you're just not. Because that's what I'm saying. If they like you enough, they'll do it.
But it's also... people are so programmed already to this point that, like, certain things are not okay, or
That's
certain things are wrong.
closed-minded.
Or, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, or, like...
I mean, if you're going to get with somebody, you got to be able to accept them with all their fucking baggage and everything they come with.
Do you have friends who are female, like,
A lot.
female friends? See, I think that it's so important. If I meet a dude who doesn't have female friends...
I mean, I have probably more girlfriends, which is
Same
weird.
with me with, like, guys.
It's very strange. Only because I'm, like, just fast. I know how fucking dudes are. I am one.
Right.
So I'm just kind of like,
Yeah, you're just, like, observing.
I'm a curious
and,
little
like,
monkey. Curious
watching.
radio. I'm a curious little monkey.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, what? And it's just like, and I get along with it more because it stimulates me more just speaking with women because you guys' brains are so much, you guys are wired so different. I'm like, really? That's the way you fucking think? Oh, no shit.
And I grew up with a brother, so...
I grew up with a sister who was gay. So
Right.
she's not very feminine at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's
And then I have
she
another
has
brother.
her own energy, which is, like...
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm more fascinated by it. Because I'm like, really?
Yeah, like me, I have...
And I'm also not trying to fuck everybody. That's a big
Okay,
point of it.
that's my point, is that when you are a man who doesn't have female friends, you clearly do not respect women because you only see them as sexual beings and you've not gotten over that. Because if you can't have a friend who is a woman...
Damn.
You don't respect them because you don't even think they're worthy of just a friendship.
Yeah.
And then I've talked to some people who are like, no, but this guy, he cheated on all of his women who he was with. And so this last girl that he was with,
It's just a manipulation thing.
my friend said, so now he doesn't have female friends because he's respecting his wife. And I said, no. He's not respecting his wife and he's not respecting women. Or sure, in that isolated situation, he's respecting his wife. But he doesn't respect women to begin with because it's not enough for him to just marshal himself and manage his own shit to not cheat on his wife. That what he would choose to do is just, I'm not going to have any female friends.
It could also be that he's with an insecure wife who doesn't want him to hang around with other girls. Because that's very common too.
Well, but it comes from the fact that he's never had female friends. He told my friend, he was like, yeah, because I always end up having sex with them. And so it's like, well,
hey, relax, bro.
Figure your shit out then, man.
Relax, bro.
You know, because if you can't view
Who the
women...
fuck are you, fucking...
Yeah, if you can't view women
Mike Lowry.
as anything but someone to have sex with, or you can't stop yourself from having sex with them to develop a friendship,
It's such a
you don't respect
bro
women.
thing, though.
But it happens all the time to people who you wouldn't even think are bro-y or anything because
dudes are bro-y.
They've been programmed.
Yeah, no, and honestly, it's very common. I don't know. For me, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a weird little dude. I thought I don't know why I was coming across shit.
The
I thought
dodo.
this video was hilarious. This guy was singing in the fucking ocean. He's kayaking or whatever. And the fucking beluga whales come to visit him because they're calling me the songs of the ocean. It's fucking crazy white people. Look at this fucking guy. He gets it gets more intense.
Oh my god.
They're like, "What's up, homie? You want to fucking sing? It's karaoke down here, bitch. Calm down. We having a motherfucking party. You singing pretty good, bro. Starting a band." And he got in. He's like, "What's up, bitches? Freestyle. Check this out, though." They start singing. How tight is that? They're the canaries of the sea. They can chirp and whistle.
I wonder if they felt like comforted by him or like they were like he was communicating. I wonder because I wouldn't want to do like the wrong pitch and they think I'm like trying to eat them.
Yeah. No.
I mean, look how many. Oh, this is amazing.
How tight is that? I'm gonna bring you up before bringing you down because I'm gonna make you cry in this next one.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I have a love frequency whistle that I carry with me.
Love frequency? What is it? 4,800 hertz?
528 hertz.
Hey, look. This is super sad. Ooh.
See?
Where'd you
My
get this?
mom got it for me.
Blow it into the
And
fucking
it has
microphone.
500. I think it's 520 is the love frequency.
Let's get some
for
motherfucking
humans.
love going into your ears. Yo, you guys want some love?
528.
Gives people.
Okay, you have to breathe in.
I totally felt that.
Yo, I've done it with animals before, and they'll like. She's just staring at me.
Nalla's out. Is she out? Oh no, she's
She
just
just, like,
staring.
woke up.
She's been super chill today. She hasn't come out. It's because it's been raining. She doesn't like to come out. Usually she makes a little guest appearance. Come here, baby. All right, this is the last one.
Wait, did you see what she did with the whistle?
What'd she do?
Wait, I want to see if she noticed it. I feel like all she did was wake up.
Oh, she was asleep.
Okay,
Let's
let's
watch
not.
her.
I'm not.
Hi,
gonna look
baby.
at her.
She's just staring at me.
She didn't even notice it
She's
at all.
like, who's this girl? Why is she blowing a fucking whistle? Y'all just got love, bitches.
I've done it with like really big dogs, and they like
We're not gonna bite your face.
they just like become water.
Become
So
water.
interesting. I have
Be
a
like
video.
water. Check this out. Trump is sending back 200,000 Salvadorans.
Yep.
I'm Salvadoran.
Will you take me to get
The
Google
Trump
says it, like, your
administration
favorite place?
is ending temporary status needed for 200,000 people. For this vision, we spend time with 3 generations of a family in New York. This is a 10-minute video. I'm going to close out with this. I'm going to translate for y'all. It says, I was born in El Salvador. A little family. I came to the U.S. when I was 16.
That's when my dad came.
Yeah, my family came here because of for the same reasons. People are praying over Christmas dinner.
We are fighting all together for this CPS to be approved again, so we can stay in this country.
Praying
Temporary protecting something.
Salvadorans? I don't know. Omar is one of 320,000.
Temporary protected status, TPS.
Yeah. A humanitarian program is sent to people already in the United States who have countries crippled by the natural disasters of war. It's a gnarly war in El Salvador. My parents had to come. Both of them are like, yeah.
Some who were living in the U.S. illegally when the program began were allowed to stay and work in the country. Should I be a voiceover artist?
Yeah, I do it all the time. That's how I make money. Salvadorans who cannot find another immigration status must leave the country.
Salvadorans? Is that how you say it in English?
It's not Salvadorans. Go, you this one.
Republicans and Democrats have extended the Salvadoran designation 11 times since 2001, citing infrastructural
challenges. Now, the Trump administration has taken a stricter approach to immigration and canceled the program for Nicaragua, Haiti, and now El Salvador.
La puta madre.
So today, the Salvadoran chancellor asked Trump not to eliminate TPS for thousands of the citizens. Look at this, they got Jesus. This guy's like, I'm Salvadoran, but I feel American.
I mean, yeah, his whole life is here.
There's another guy. He's like, I don't want to go back.
It's his dad.
No, I think it's oh yeah, 3 generations.
That's Omar's
right?
father, yeah.
She's been doing the same work for 22 years. He's a gardener, landscaper. They got the super dramatic music and shit. Like,
I know, this shit kills me. They don't need to put the
more than
music
half
on
the
top of
Salvadoran
it.
recipients have lived in the United States for over 20 years. That's including my family. But, you know, we're all citizens and shit now.
A recent report estimates that 88% of them have jobs. 88%.
I know, we killing the game.
That's amazing. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Walking and briefing.
Briefing and walking. Look at these guys. They're all working and shit. Oh, they got their own business. Oh, no. This guy's doing landscaping. You know what's a weird thing about Salvadorans? They're just fucking grinders.
That's like Mexicans too,
I
though.
know, but they're just workhorses.
Are they like Mexicans too? Like they don't even complain; they just do the work.
Way
It's
more though.
so funny.
Way more like.
Like my dad still works,
Yeah, my dad does too.
and it's just like his back hurt, everything broken and
Yeah.
shit, and he's just like, "Mija, how'd you day today?"
You're like,
You
hey, bro,
okay?
how are you?
I'm like, "How are you, Papi? Do you know I work today?"
And
This guy's crying.
so we're all really close.
He works there with them.
I don't really have trust in the government anymore. I really wonder who they're really
My godfather was like
looking
this.
after. And
So
the
he was
long-term effect.
super racist when he met my dad. His name was Rick Stanton.
I love when they change. It's my favorite.
He met my dad and
Don't know how I
they
would
knew
run
that
my business.
I was gonna be born, and they came to the hospital and fucking all these flowers and fucking shit, and they were like, they gave me ornaments every Christmas, customized with the year,
I don't remember
every year until I was 18.
so we're gonna have to, look at
They were super good godparents.
Okay.
Everybody loved to fuck at me as a kid, and that's why I was such a fuck up.
Started to work together
Anarchy!
about
Because of
21,
why?
22 years ago.
Because everybody loved me.
And we've been together, working together.
I had too much
since.
love.
There are times, businesses can be difficult and, you worry about the next day, but I'm not worried about being kicked out of my country or where I live and where I've lived for 25 years.
It's crazy.
Or even longer.
Gives me the chills.
For
I
real,
just
huh?
can't even possibly, I can't imagine. I just can't.
Hey, how are you? Good. How are you, man? Thank you. Yeah.
See this one tree here? We're gonna take that out. And one of those are gonna go in there.
And she's like, okay. All right,
Yeah, listo. We're just gonna do it all fucking day and not complain. And we're gonna make.
Says, I came here to support my family.
My dad too. Like my dad.
Thanks God in this country I succeeded. Motherfuckers. This reminds me of my pops.
Because they're willing to work.
My children grew up.
Y ya tuvieron sus hijos
They had their own
que me
kids and they
rodean,
surround me.
que encantados de la vida,
I'm
de
so happy to
estar
be in
en
this
este
country
país
that
que
gives
nos
us
da
the
la
opportunity to work
oportunidad
and grow.
de trabajar y de poder crecer y de poder hacer
And to be able to do
muchas
many good
cosas
things.
buenas.
Damn.
I love
My
her
name
shirt.
is Morales Salinas,
This is
or
their.
in
This,
Spanish, Mireya Salinas.
this is his
Yo tengo 10
his granddaughter. She's 10.
Me too.
Yeah, that's his son's daughter. Did you speak Spanish at home? This is the last it. We're
My
closing out with this.
family-
You're good.
They came to the
Um,
United States
My dad spoke Spanish,
because
and my mom spoke
Salvador
Spanish
is,
with
like,
him,
That's right.
and he didn't really speak
dangerous
Spanish to
right
me,
now. There's
so
a
I
lot
didn't
of,
really
like,
learn. I understood, but I
people,
didn't
like,
learn Spanish until I moved to
and they
Argentina
came here
when I was 16.
because they wanted to like live
Nope.
better a life, and
Here's
they
poor little
wanted to
Clay.
like
But then I came
have a
back
wonderful
hablando
life,
como,
but, like,
che,
Hello,
yo no
¿qué
sabía que ibas
pasó?
a ir por ahí.
Yo soy de Argentina.
¿Cómo que no me entendés? Que estás hablando
Boludo.
español, boludo, nada. Yeah, I talked like that.
I was like, Jenna, shut the fuck up.
And to me, that was normal, you know?
I feel very safe.
Look at this.
He tratado de cambiar mi
Spanish
forma de
retarded.
hablar, like, for 4 years now.
I am afraid of my family might not stay
My
together.
biggest present for Christmas is to keep my family together and yeah.
Damn. This is great, like
Cool
cinematography
shot,
and storytelling.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is pulling at your heartstrings. If you watched this, like, if we would have paid attention, we probably would have been crying. A
I mean,
2016 survey
yeah.
showed that 61% of Salvadoran parents with temporary protected status had at least one U.S.-born children.
Child.
Sorry, child. Little kid.
I don't know why I felt the need to
U.S.-born
correct you.
children cannot sponsor their parents for a visa until they turn 21.
Uy.
I was the first one born here. My brother and my sister were born in El Salvador. So was my mom, my dad. I was the first one.
Yeah, my brother and I are the
with
first.
Troncos and anchor baby.
My brother and I are the first of the generation. And my parents,
We
My-
don't know what's gonna happen.
my dad didn't get his papers for a while.
Yeah, neither did
We're
mine.
hoping for the best because our kids are gonna be. I don't know how can we explain it to
It's on
them
his finger.
because ending that program, they're probably gonna be looking to the borders back to our country.
Temporary protected status was not set up as a pathway to citizenship. Which is crazy because the U.S. is responsible for a lot of the war in El Salvador.
If that even happens,
It's all U.S. currency out
I
there.
mean,
Of course.
we're gonna be probably trying to hide
even
from
drug
immigration.
wars, like we're the ones who buy it. We're the ones who.
Stay here.
It's in Hollywood. Yeah, imagine. God damn it. You got a nice home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that they worked their fucking asses off for.
Look at them. These kids got little elf suits.
We are
Those are
celebrating
cute.
Christmas
It's
like
adorable. They got onesies. Work hard.
It's been 23
got a nice ass
years
house.
already.
Look at the little girl. Oh, I love this. These kids are flipping out over the dopest little gifts. Our listeners will be like, God damn, it's just kids screaming.
I mean, I never had Christmas because my mom is Jewish.
You had Hanukkah?
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of little gifts? 4 bills are now in Congress that would allow current recipients to apply for a permanent residency. Let's get these fucking 4 bills passed.
Yeah, but those bills are being threatened as fuck.
100%. Yeah. Luckily, my parents figured it out really early on, and they're good, and everybody in my family's good, but fuck, it's terrifying.
I mean, everyone in my family is not good.
Yeah,
I have
but
family here, you know. I just find it insane.
that it's even a concern.
Yeah, and that people are like, oh, well, we're running out of space and we're running out of this. And it's like, no, we just have really, really highly populated areas that are concentrated.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't use our resources properly. And we don't use the resources that we have or the land that we have, you know.
Power to the people.
We don't use them properly.
Spit that fire, Jenna.
We don't treat each other right to begin with. But I'm always so surprised because I'm like, oh, did you want to do the job that my dad was doing?
Fuck no, ain't nobody
you
gonna do
wanna-
that shit. That's what I'm always like, man, like, y'all need to chill the fuck out.
I know, deja de joder, que no
Like-
ibas a hacer eso, like, to begin
You're
with.
not gonna do this shit. Like, shut up. You're not gonna pick your own strawberries.
And you're not gonna get paid under the table.
You're not gonna clean up toilets for fucking shit wages either.
But also, like, they still pay taxes.
Yeah.
It's
That
not
was a big reason. Like, so the reason my dad, the moment he got here, he started paying taxes, and that's why like citizenship was never an issue for them. But it's like, a lot of times, like, it's always like it's a lot of people that have been paying taxes since the moment they got here, and it's still like they're like, no, it's like they're doing everything right. You know what I mean? It's just like,
I mean, but they're also consumers. Who do you? If let's
they're spending
you know,
the money here.
If they're 200,000, which they're more.
Yeah.
But 200,000 who they're
multiply.
who they're gonna, you know, fucking deport. Do you think they don't buy things? I'm just curious. Where do you think they're getting?
Well, this is the crazy
their
thing.
thing?
This is the crazy thing that we have an illusion of. Before we close out, we have an illusion of like our political system because Barack Obama deported more immigrants than any fucking president. You know, up to his point. So it's like we have this illusion that it's because he didn't speak about it. You know what I mean? And he also prosecuted more whistleblowers than any other president as well. You know what I mean? So it's like he didn't. And Trump is just a shithead who's like, I'm gonna deport shit. If you look at Bill Clinton's speeches,
It's not even about the fact that he didn't talk about it. He didn't. He just wasn't racist.
Yeah.
And he didn't try and put into play other.
But I appreciate it more.
bills.
I want to see it. I want to fucking see it. Don't hide this shit from me.
But
And
it's
then-
not about hiding it. I mean, I guess I was aware of it because I worked at an immigration office while he was in.
Yeah, exactly.
Office.
But a lot of people were just like, this is not. And I'm like, look, it's the whole system. The whole system's fucked. The whole thing has to be
Right.
fucking
The
hijacked.
system is fucked, but he didn't. My issue is that Trump is trying to create an even more fucked system,
He's just dividing people more is all he's doing, you know?
which is not what we need.
100, yeah, I agree.
And Trump and Obama was in office trying to deal with the shit that he had thrown on him. I don't think
his
he's like
message
a
was a lot
god or
better.
like the greatest or anything,
Yeah.
but his overall message. Because my issue with Trump is not even a political thing. Because I can't
He's just a shithead.
even get to politics because your humanitarian
Yeah.
politics are so fucked. that I'm not even. I've had people be like, maybe don't talk about your politics here. Why? And I'm like, well, first of all, I'm like, this isn't even politics. This is basic human nature.
Yeah, just being a dick or not being a nice person.
Yeah, we're talking about not being a nice person.
Yeah, not like, oh, politics is like, yeah, he might be in a political place, but it's...
I'm like, I can't even get to your fucking bills yet.
Yeah.
I haven't even gotten to your policies yet because
I'm still
as a
trying to process
human...
how much of a piece of shit you are.
Yeah, because I'm always going to... People are always going to disagree politically with presidents. All right? There's no fucking way.
Yeah. That's why I think it's a ridiculous job. We need to get a board of just geniuses. A power circle of the most fucking advanced 20 people our country have in all different fields.
But yeah, it's like, how do those people even agree?
It
would be hard.
It would be a lot more efficient.
It would be hard, but it would be more efficient.
Who's twittering about fucking buttons
like, come on.
of bombs and it's a fucking movie. It's idiocracy. It's crazy. Jenna, leave us with one last thing before we head out. Other than fucking morbid death. Jesus Christ, the podcast.
Lead with love.
Lead with love, ladies and gentlemen.
I started doing that last year because I was really
Does it feel good?
Salty about a breakup. It did. It was really, really hard at first, and I realized that I started doing things out of ego, pride, insecurity, jealousy.
Shake that shit off.
Those things are always there, though. It's not about like getting rid of them. It's about just seeing them. So I'm like, oh, ego, where are you right now? Oh. Yeah. You're right there. I got you.
That's a big thing. You got to pinpoint it because it comes up in different ways. And it's a tricky little motherfucker. You don't even... It's not my ego. No, it's totally your ego.
I'm like, oh, I'm clocking you. I see you. And I'm gonna choose to lead with love. Because when you make a decision and you're choosing, like, I'm just going to lead with love, yes, it is maybe a selfish thing. Or what's that word? Like self-fulfilling prophecy, whatever. I do feel better. And I think that by me feeling better and me making decisions that make other people feel better who I even feel like hating,
you make the world better.
They're then going to be better. And then there's just love that feeds love. Exactly. Yeah. And so it's for everyone.
It's so weird. Every time something happens in an episode, it bounces into the next one. We were talking about it in the last episode, the ripple effect. Of like, you just put your shit out there and then you're throwing rocks into the wave of the cosmos.
It is like a ripple effect.
Little love pebbles.
Of love, which is easier to surf in.
Boom. All right, y'all. That's episode 45. Bam. Thanks for joining us for Curious Radio. Thanks for coming on, Jennamal.
Thank you for having me.
Jenna Jimenez.
I think you have an eye booger.
Do I? No.
No, it was just a freckle.
I have freckles. Fuck. Now everyone knows, Jenna.
I love freckles.
Jesus Louises. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Episode 40 Fizzle.